So obviously before doing this video I had to take a little time to reflect and really think about what just happened, but obviously by the title, by the fact everyone's watched this, the final score was 2-0 to Celtic at Ibrox. If you're one of the fans that's tuning in to watch a fan rant and go crazy, you're not going to get that, so it's probably best you just go to another video right now. But what I'm going to do is do my best to try and explain my opinions, which are seemingly unpopular at this point in time, particularly after a loss at home. So yeah, the first goal came in the second half. It was a Tom Rogic goal. It started off with Patrick Roberts' shot, basically crept its way through a massive huddle of Rangers players. Unfortunately, it went through McCrory's legs, who couldn't really kick it fast enough. At 19 years old, you can't really blame him for that, but that's something he's really going to have to learn from, you know, to be quick on the reactions. But on the whole, great performance. And Tom Rogic was there to just slot it in. Then, of course, the second goal came from Lee Griffiths, which really annoyed me. Not just the fact that Celtic scored, but it was Lee Griffiths, a man who's very, very hateful towards Rangers. But to be honest, you know, he's a Hibs fan playing for Celtic, so he's got to be, isn't he? I think there were a lot of positives to take away from today, and that's something that I put out on Facebook and Twitter, and people really haven't liked me for saying it. The first half, I think, it wasn't really 50-50. I mean, it started off Celtic with dominating possession. You know, they had a few early attacks and crosses into the box, but after that, I think it then turned out to be 50-50 at some points during that first half. I think Rangers looked a threat. Josh Windass, for me personally, started very well. Of course, Josh Windass, when he plays well, he starts to burn out later in the game, so that was expected. And I was just thoroughly impressed with the way that we started the game, to be honest. The first half, I wanted Rangers to win, of course I did, Rangers fan through and through, but I expected us to concede an early goal, because, you know, that's something that previously has happened in old firms, but we didn't, and we went, the first half was 0-0. To be honest, I think that the whole flow of the game could have changed if Morelos got that penalty. When I first saw it, I didn't think it was a penalty, and then upon replays, I felt like an absolute idiot, because it was. Morelos changed his direction, and the defender's foot was left out. He tripped over the foot, and the keeper was 6 feet away. All the commentators and pundits said it was a stonewall penalty, so it was, but I'm not going to be the kind of person that sits here blaming it on that, because what it came down to, the reason why I think we lost was because Celtic took their chances better than we did. Why? Because it was the quality of the player that was better. I think, yes, they did, you know, miss a few chances and didn't pass the ball when they could have done. So I think we maybe narrowly escaped a real beating. Not saying that 2-0 isn't bad enough, if that makes sense, but I do think that there were some times that, you know, Tavernier, I keep saying, you know, it's annoying me as well, believe me, that Tavernier could have swung the ball in instead of shooting. Kenny Miller, as soon as he was brought on, for, I think was it Carlos Pena? As soon as Kenny Miller was brought on, first thing that he does, he looks ready, looks lively, tries to go for a header, heads it onto Morelos, but fantastic from Craig Gordon, which I rarely say, to be honest. Craig Gordon stands big and basically blocks a ball, not giving Morelos an angle, which, you know, is spot on. As someone who was trained as a keeper when I was very, very young, not by any means any good standard, that's the first thing you're taught. Make yourself big, hope for the best. I think Wes Foderingham made some cracking saves, but at the same time he made some stupid errors, like he's always a bomb scare when the ball's at his feet. Said that from day one. I don't know why he still does it, but as a shot stopper, quality keeper, but there's so many flaws in his game, it really is a worry to have him in goal. Moving on to the likes of McCrory, wow, I'm so impressed with this guy, so impressed. Not only was he was sharp, apart from, you know, the one ball that went through his legs or that he just miskicked. He was sharp. He was so fast. He was literally so fast. It was offside. I can't remember who he was chasing. I think it might have been Scott Sinclair or Dembele, but he outpaced them when the ball was taken past him. It was called offside anyway, but that's great to see in a centre-back, that kind of pace. At just 19 years old, he didn't get involved in any of the real physical tussles or wasn't anything unnecessary. He had a few slide tackles, great challenges, and I was so impressed with him, honestly, particularly when he was there to replace Bruno Alves. You know, 35 years old, 35 years old, Portuguese international, plays with Ronaldo, and he's there replacing him. I think that he did a fantastic job. Graham Dorrans made a few crucial challenges, but not quite the player that I thought he was going to be that game. I thought he was going to be more offensive than defensive. Ryan Jack did a solid job yet again. Thoroughly impressed. Cardoso did fairly well next to McCrory, if I'm honest, but I don't really like to be overly critical of defenders, but on the whole, the defence wasn't solid today, and I think that would have been because of Hodgson. Hodgson literally just got tore apart every time, but you can't really blame him with the people he was coming up against. Candeas, I thought, had a few good moments in the game as well. He has the ability to cross and he loves to swing the ball in, and that's great because Morelos can really hold up a player. Morelos is so strong. Honestly, I honestly love the guy. I don't know what it is. He has a few stupid things about him, like his attitude, but with a player that likes to be physical, like Joe Garner was, you know, you're going to get that attitude as well. Morelos literally wins almost everything in the air. He'll outmuscle anyone, even that Bedoya, who seems like quite a strong player. But yeah, on the whole, thoroughly impressed. Eduardo Herrera with Morelos so far, that is what I'm trying to say. As you can tell, I'm trying to list the positives at this point in time. But there were some negatives, of course. That being the fact that we didn't take our chances. The team that takes their chances ultimately is going to be the team that wins. Of course, there were defensive deficiencies, as I said, with Fotheringham. I've gone through most of it at this point in time. But I was quite surprised with Morelos getting a yellow card when he didn't really touch Celtic player, name's gone. He had like a strap on his leg, so I guess the referee was quite cautious of that, thinking that he may have gone in hurting him, but I didn't see that. And the fact that the penalty wasn't given, should have been a yellow card or a red card even. But on the whole, I do think that there was an improvement. Call me what you want. You're a Rangers fan too. Just put your opinions down below. But that's what I think. I genuinely think there was a huge improvement today. Obviously, more towards the first half. Second half, we sort of fell off. And that's what I didn't see today, which I've always complained about, well, so far this season anyway, was that normally we do like a 15-minute spell of quality and then we just go absolutely terrible for the next 10 minutes and then 50 minutes of quality again. We seem to be more consistent in that first half, which I was really surprised with and thoroughly encouraged by. When it was 0-0 at half-time, I thought, okay, they've had more attacks, but we've actually shown that Celtic aren't this sort of invincible force that people thought that they were going to be before the game. And I thought, yeah, we could go on and maybe win the game. It's not the way it turned out, and at the end of the day, so far the better teams won. Although it does frustrate me that St Johnstone could hold them to a draw and we couldn't beat them, but you know, they're always going to step up their performance against Rangers, aren't they? No matter what their fans will say. But yeah, also extra time on Tuesday. Our game went to extra time. They played on the Wednesday, the day after, but Lee Griffiths even said in his interview after, he said, maybe, yeah, we thought they were going to tire out after half time because they played in extra time on Tuesday. He was absolutely right. Hate to say it. But yeah, for now it's going to be everything. I'm sure I've missed a few things that go straight over my head when I do these videos. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more. If you're a Celtic fan, leave your hate comments. You know I love those. Roast me if you want to. And of course, please don't. Rangers fans, just make sure you comment down below with your thoughts. Your thoughts are always more important than mine because, you know, it teaches me a few things here and there. And I like to know where you guys are all at with this as well. I know that people are going to slate me for this. I know that people are going to call me this, that and the other. But that's fine. That's the risk that I take when doing this. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe.